2012 the beginning of the end, or the end of the beginning?
Impossible to tell from that statement, isn't it? All things are cyclical. Isn't the end of one thing always the beginning of another? Now, a lot of what you're going to hear will appear new, although I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, just some things maybe you haven't remembered yet. So during this presentation, I'm going to ask you, please don't believe a word I'm saying, but I'm also asking you don't believe anything anyone else has ever told you either, including this. You see, even if not one word of this is true, it still may be the greatest science fiction fairy tale ever written, which of course begins once upon a time. Now, never believe stories which start once upon a time. Always believe stories that start once upon a time there was a princess. Once upon a long, long time ago, in a galaxy not far away from where you are right now, our story begins over 5,000 years ago, 3114 BC, before Christ, in a little country then called Tikal, Mexico, now known as Guatemala, where some Mayans, some fellow human beings, indigenous to Central America, left a message which they felt important enough to carve in stone for future generations. Well, at the same time, they had to know the greater propensity would be that they would never believe them. And nobody believed Noah, right? And as evidence, they knew what they were talking about. Along with their messages for people 5,000 years in the future, with their Hallmark card, they also included this calendar, suitable for framing. A small side note, this is the Aztec stone, a 24-ton adaptation of the Mayan calendar, which was unearthed in Mexico in the 1700s. And it's the world's longest calendar, from the beginning of written history in 3000 BC for 5,125.36 years. When you see a number like this or something related to this Mayan calendar long count cycle, I want you to hear that sound in your head. The start date, the second recorded event in human history, is the start date of the Mayan calendar, August 11, 3114 BC. Fast forward 5,125.36 years. I'm sure most of you know that this longest calendar ends in 33 days from now. December 12th, 12/21/12, winter solstice. Now, what baffles scientists to this day is it's not only the world's longest calendar, it's also a map, a star chart, which precisely charts the motion of every celestial body in the galaxy for 5,125.36 years. Cha-ching! Right down to the precession of the equinoxes, an almost 26,000-year cycle, as Earth wobbles 23.5 degrees on her axis while she is in her elliptical orbit, almost 26,000 years. Now, the Mayan long count calendar, 5,125.36 years, is based on the precession of the equinoxes. How many long count calendars fit in a precession? How many 5,000-year cycles fit in a 25,000-year cycles? Did you say about 5? Or exactly 5? 5 Mayan cycles. The last one started in 23,000 BC. And to the Mayans, this great cycle, almost 26,000 years, was like one day. And the first 5,000 would start at 6 in the morning. The first 5,000 years would be morning, midday, afternoon, nighttime, and, of course, then late night or pre-dawn. The Mayans knew this. The universe is setting the countdown. A rare solar eclipse alignment will happen between the Earth, the Sun, and our central sun, Alcyon. In the Pleiades constellation, takes 5 Mayan cycles to rotate around our central sun. Our central sun also rotates around the center of the Milky Way galaxy, the galactic sun of the Milky Way galaxy, Sirius. But for now, we better find the brightest star in the Pleiadian system and find out our central sun. Who knew we had a central sun? This isn't taught yet in schools. Now, to find the brightest star in the Pleiadian system, look for Orion's belt, those 3 stars in a row, Orion's belt, hang a right,